Today, we're going to dive into the spine-tingling story of the Axe Murder House, a place where terror reigns supreme. The Axe Murder House is a small, unassuming white cottage in the sleepy town of Villisca, Iowa. On June 10th, 1912,
He hollered out the window. Good Lord, there's people dead in every bed.
this house became the scene of a gruesome crime that has remained unsolved for over a century. People, including 6 children, were brutally murdered in their beds with an axe, and the case has become one of America's most enduring mysteries. Villisca, Iowa, was a thriving community at the turn of the 20th century. It was home to hardworking, God-fearing people, making the events that transpired in the small town even more shocking. The house itself was built in 1868 and had seen several occupants before the Moors moved in. The house, located at 508 East 2nd Street, is a simple 1.5-story wooden structure. It has a front porch, a parlor, a bedroom, and a kitchen on the first floor. The second floor contains 3 additional bedrooms, where the murders took place. The house is still standing today, a chilling reminder of the horror that occurred within its walls. Josiah Moore, his wife, Sarah, and their 4 children lived in the house at the time of the murders. They were hosting 2 overnight guests, sisters Lena and Ina Stillinger. The night before the tragedy, the Moore family and their guests had attended a local church service before returning to the house to sleep. Little did they know they would never wake up again. Josiah and Sarah Moore were respected members of the Villisca community. Josiah worked for a local farm equipment company and was well liked by his colleagues. Sarah was known for her kindness and devotion to her family. The couple had 4 children, Herman, Mary, Arthur, and Paul, aged 11, 10, 7, and 5, respectively. Lena and Ina Stillinger, aged 12 and 8, were friends of the Moore children. They had joined the family for the church service and were excited about the prospect of a sleepover. Their parents were unaware that the girls would be staying the night, as they had not asked for permission, adding an even more tragic aspect to their untimely deaths. The morning after the murders, a concerned neighbor, Mary Peckham, noticed that the Moores' home was eerily quiet. When Josiah didn't leave for work, she grew more suspicious and alerted his brother, Ross Moore. Ross discovered the gruesome scene upon entering the house, and the small town of Villisca was left in shock. Mary Peckham had been doing her laundry that morning when she noticed that the Moores' chickens had been left unattended. She knocked on their door, but there was no response. Growing increasingly worried, she called Ross Moore, who arrived with a key to the house. Upon entering the house, Ross discovered the lifeless bodies of the Moore family and the Stillinger sisters. Each victim had been bludgeoned to death with an axe, their skulls crushed by the force of the blows. The murder weapon was found in the guest bedroom where Lena and Ina were sleeping. Panic and fear gripped the town as the news of the heinous crime spread. The local police force was ill-equipped to handle a crime of this magnitude. They called in the help of detectives from the nearby city of Omaha, but the crime scene was already contaminated. Multiple people, including curious neighbors, had entered the house before the investigators arrived, making it difficult to find solid evidence. The authorities found several strange clues at the crime scene. All of the mirrors and windows were covered with clothing, and the victims' faces were draped with sheets or clothing. The murder weapon, the axe, was left in the guest bedroom, its handle wiped clean of fingerprints. A partially eaten plate of food and a bowl of bloody water were also found in the kitchen. Several suspects emerged in the years following the crime. The most notable were Reverend George Kelly, Frank F. Jones, and William Blackie Mansfield. However, despite extensive investigations, no one was ever charged or convicted for the brutal murders. Reverend George Kelly was a traveling preacher who had been in Villisca on the night of the murders. He became a suspect because of his odd behavior and obsession with the case. He even confessed to the murders in 1917, but later recanted, and after 2 trials, he was ultimately acquitted due to lack of evidence. Frank F. Jones, a prominent Villisca resident and Iowa State Senator, was suspected of having a motive to kill Josiah Moore. Josiah had worked for Jones, but left to start his own business, creating animosity between the 2 men. Some believed that Jones hired a contract killer to carry out the murders, but no solid evidence was found to support this theory. William Blackie Mansfield was another suspect in the case. He was believed to have committed several other axe murders in the Midwest during the same time period. However, due to a lack of evidence linking him to the Villisca murders, Mansfield was never charged. Some believe that the murders were the work of a serial killer, while others think it was a crime of passion or jealousy. The true motive and identity of the killer may never be known. The house has changed hands numerous times since the murders, with many owners claiming to have experienced paranormal activity. Today, Today it serves as a tourist attraction for those interested in the chilling history of the crime. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported unexplained phenomena at the house, including disembodied voices, footsteps, cold spots, and even apparitions. Some believe that the spirits of the victims still linger within the walls of the home, unable to rest due to the unresolved nature of their deaths. The house is now a museum and is open for guided tours and overnight stays. Curious thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts flock to the site, hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural or simply learn more about the gruesome crime that took place there. The house has been meticulously restored to its 1912 condition, offering visitors a chilling, immersive experience. The Villisca Axe Murder House remains a haunting reminder of the evil that humans are capable of. The unsolved nature of the crime adds to the intrigue and horror of the events that transpired on that fateful night in 1912. As we leave you with this chilling tale, remember to stay curious and keep exploring the world of unsolved mysteries. Until next time.